and thanks for joining us on the news on Cbctv. I am Emanuela Moni. First, our headline. CBC directors convene at Baptist Center Nkwen as CBC Executive President leads high-level talks with center tiring set for completion in weeks. The July CBC Central Administration meeting has taken place at the Baptist Center Nkwen on Tuesday, July 14th. The meeting was chaired by the Executive President, the Reverend Dr. Tekejuan Ekema. According to senior reporter Emmanuel Wolokombwa, the meeting provided an opportunity for CBC directors to share ministry information, challenges, and proposed a way forward. One outcome of the meeting was the completion of the tarring works at the center expected in the weeks ahead. Songs of thanksgiving and heartfelt farewells filled Emmanuel Baptist Church, Bota in Limbe on Sunday as the congregation officially bid farewell to their senior pastor, Reverend Dr. Samuel Ndeli, after a decade of ministry. Brian Aboringong was there and now reports.
Emmanuel Baptist Church, located at Middle Farms Bota in Limbe, welcomed nearly 400 worshippers alongside a college of clergy, family members, friends, and well-wishers for the send-forth service of their outgoing senior pastor. The congregation gathered in an atmosphere of thanksgiving and celebration, while also expressing the sadness that accompanies the end of a fruitful pastoral ministry. Reverend Dr. Samuel Ndeli officially began his most recent assignment at Emmanuel Baptist Church on January 1, 2019. Sharing the Word of God during the service, the guest speaker, Reverend Dr. Are Ebojumo, Senior Pastor of Macedonia Baptist Church, Kang Barumbi, delivered an expository sermon on the theme, Core Insights from the Send-Forth. Drawing from Deuteronomy 30, the verses 1 to 6 and related passages, Reverend Dr. Are Ebot reflected on Moses' farewell to the Israelites after leading them.
I screened Moses' last speech when he was running up services with the Israelites. He gave them caution that as he's living, they should keep the faith, they should hold fast and remember the covenant that God made with the Israelites. He encouraged them to be strong because as he's living, ravaging wolves will come up. And
paying tribute during the service, the church-appointed deacon, Mr. Samuel Mokoso Ekema, praised Reverend Dr. Ndeli's almost a decade of dedicated service, describing his ministry as one characterized by faithful gospel preaching, discipleship, sound church administration, pastoral care, and unwavering commitment to the mission of the Cameroon Baptist Convention. Mr. Ekema also highlighted Reverend Dr. Ndeli's contributions in strengthening church discipline, expanding discipleship programs and ministry partnerships, championing daily devotional and revival initiatives, and providing visionary leadership that contributed significantly to the church's growth, including its transition into the current church auditorium. The send-forth rites were conducted by the newly elected Limbe Field Pastor, Reverend Samuel Ebaintri, who assumed office on July 1, 2026, succeeding Reverend Yem Nicodemus. Reverend Dr. Ndeli formally handed over the keys to the church premises, the church residence, and the senior pastor's office, together with the church's certificate of authorization, the CDC land surrender certificate, financial reports covering his tenure, the church's goals, calendar of activities and programs, and the church's 50th anniversary magazine. The field pastor subsequently handed the documents to the church-appointed deacon before Reverend Dr. Ndeli's tenure as senior pastor was officially brought to a close in accordance with the procedures of the Cameroon Baptist Convention.
Today, Sunday, the 12th of July, 2026, I officially, Reverend Dr. Ndeli Samuel, terminate your services as senior pastor of this church.
The congregation and the College of Clergy then prayed for Reverend Dr. Ndeli and his wife before presenting love gifts in appreciation of their years of faithful service. In his vote of thanks, Reverend Dr. Ndeli expressed gratitude to God and to the Emmanuel Baptist Church family for the confidence reposed in him throughout his ministry.
My family and I, we are grateful. We are grateful to Emmanuel Bota. We are grateful to the men, the women, the youths, the children, the pastors, all those who have been with us, those who have encouraged us, those who have nurtured us, they have corrected us, they have rebuked us, they have also stood by us, fed us, contributed in what we are.
At the CBC radio station, interns are gaining practical experience by working alongside seasoned broadcasters, learning the skills needed to thrive in the fast-paced world of journalism. Jaiji Foster completes that story.
Drawn from the University of Bamenda and National Polytechnic, the interns are immersed in every aspect of radio production, from writing news scripts to recording, editing audios and presenting bulletins. They are gaining first-hand experience under the guidance of experienced media professionals. An intern tells us how it has been since the start.
Good and helpful, especially one around that actually helping me develop my way of speaking. At least I could actually not speak to new people, but now I'm ability courageous.
The station manager tells us what criteria they use in selecting these interns and says the internship program is designed to bridge the gap between theory and practicals while preparing young journalists for the demands of the profession.
Thank you for coming to see what we're doing at CBC Radio with the journalism students on internship. As a matter of policy, CBC Radio is interested in students who are serious and committed. We are also interested above all in students who are God-fearing, and they come in their turns every year. And on a day-to-day basis, we engage them in productive tasks like news writing, reporting, animation, coordinating interactive programs, and all the like. So basically, they get introduced into newsroom workflows. Over the years, we have had the opportunity or the grace to train hundreds of students from different universities across the country. I'm impressed with their outcomes because we get feedback from their various institutions at the end of every internship. So,
as the media landscape continues to evolve, such practical training remains essential in nurturing competent and responsible broadcasters for the future.
Let's listen to some of the interns as they share their experiences at CBC Radio.
The moment I've spent for my internship here, the length of time I participated for the program Youth for Change. It made me understand better how to handle interactive programs at the radio, how to handle an interactive program, whether I'm a panelist or I'm the moderator of the program.
My first time to be on air, I was really tense because I've never been on air. Like the day they told me to go and read news brief, it was not really easy. I was really tense. I was talking and a bit doing little mistakes, but along the line, I saw myself improving. I had courage.
My first time for me being on air, it was not that easy. That is, I was tense reading news summary because I've never been on air. I've never talked on the mic, so I was struggling. I was reading then making mistakes because it was not that easy. But along the line, I was like capturing. I was improving.
3H girls of Akkofield have had their 3H camp. The camp held at Unity Baptist Church, Akko Town, on the theme God's Standards for Marriage, drawn from Genesis 2:18-24. Our Akkofield correspondent, Wefwan Julian, tells us more in the following report.
The 3H girls in Akkofield of the Cameroon Baptist Convention successfully had their field 3H camp, which took place on the 7th to the 9th of July 2026 under the theme God's Standard for Marriage. They had lessons, and the presence of the field pastor, the field youth chairperson, and the Akko Association chairlady made it worth it.
Fear the Lord, walk with Him, walk in purity, grow in wisdom, and trust God's
They
timing.
read from the book of
And at the
Genesis chapter 2
appointed
verse
time,
18 to 24,
best will come
encouraging
to you.
them to be girls after God's heart. They had several activities. They had cultural evening, they had Bible quiz and many other activities that made the day to be worth it. And it was a joyous time with the girls. The girls and their guides shared what they learned.
I learned a lot about marriage. I learned that for me as a Christian guy, I need to marry a Christian. Not marry an unbeliever that will bring unhappiness to their house. We were talking on the theme God's standard for marriage, and we were treating marriage badge, and we had a wonderful guest speaker who was Minister Julian, and she did very well. The girls came out roughly 200, and it was really great.
And that does it for this edition of the news on CBC TV. Thank you for staying with us and keep watching CBC TV.